major ponds. Pond 1, pond 2, pond 3, and then about 2 nothing or grading ponds that are smaller than the main conventional ponds. Each pond is about, I think, 3 meters by, no, 2 meters, 2.5 meters by 6 meters or thereabouts. Now, size can be adjusted according to the preference of the customer and your production targets. Now, those are the 3 ponds. Now, if you look at the ponds, a pond averagely is about 1 meter high. About 1 meter high. Now, you can actually give this pond 1 kosher block extra. If you give 1 kosher block extra, that will have prevented the use of the netting. Now, so your pond ought to be 1.2 meters high, so that there will be enough room for the fishes to swim all over. Now, this is built with a 9-inch hollow blocks. For people who are not in Nigeria or kind of eastern part, you can use 4-inch solid blocks for the same purpose. And if you are going a lot bigger, you can go ahead and use concrete, kind of. Now, that's the pond. Now, essentially the pond. Now, let's look at all the ponds empty out into what we call a sediment, through an outlet there. I think we should, first of all, talk about the supply of water to the system. Like I said earlier on, this is a recycling unit. All the water circulates round. But then before you get the water that will circulate around, the water has to come in the first instance. Now the water coming in is coming in from water from the well that has gone into the reservoir. Then from there to the header tank, and then from the header tank, it now comes through underground pipe, right in here, through 1/4-inch pipes. It can be bigger in diameter or thereabout. Then it comes in through a shower hose. This is like a bedroom shower. Now the reason for this shower is to make it possible. Now the reason is to make it easy to split the carbon dioxide that is mixed with the water in the well. Now, as the water is split, atmospheric oxygen that is 21% mixes with the water and makes it more enjoyable for the fish. So this is where you put in water to fill the ponds in the initial level. Both the pond, the sedimentation unit, the flowing gutter, and the recycling chamber and the filter chamber, they are all filled with water in the beginning, right? From the header tank. Now it comes in right down here. Now this is a different ball game. This is water that is recycling. We'll come to this a little later. So let's look at the sump outlet. Will be described as having a flow-through raceway. That means water just comes in from the header tank and it flows, passes over the fish, and goes out through the other side like that, wasted. They call it flow-through. Now that makes it easy for you to stock fish as much as 50 to 70 fishes per square. Unlike a stagnant one where you only put 2 to 10 fish per square meter. So let's take a look at the fish pond. Now if you look at this, the idea of this 4-inch pipe is to make it easy for all the water. Fiddle is full of this snake. It's to make it easy for all the water. No, look at it up. Yeah. Now it's to make it easy for all the water to flow out all across the length of the pond. If you look at, it's real deep. I mean, it's about not too deep, about 1 meter length. Now the aim of this is to allow the whole water to pass in at different levels right out into the real outlet. Now you can imagine most of the existing raceways that we have, or like all the concrete pond that we have, they only have a bottom drain right there at the bottom, and that is caulked just like a kitchen zinc kitchen wash and basin. Now, what happens is that the waste, the poo of the fish, some leaves that are falling inside the pond, they block off the mouth of that outlet at the bottom. And that means when you want to empty the pond, you have to begin to use your leg and wallow it inside there like a hippopotamus, so as to make the water to flow out easily without anything blocking it. But with the presence of this pipe with holes on the body, right, every water passes in through. So no single leaf can block the whole thing, kind of, because you need plenty of leaves to block, to now hover around the whole thing before it can block. So it makes it easy for the whole water to be changed. That's an engineer's work. Now, to make it on a closer outlook, this properly. In fact, the darker the shade, the better for the fish. Now, one thing that is even crucial the more is the filter chamber. It needs to be almost absolutely covered because the bacteria prefers to work in an anaerobic condition where, in a dark enclosure, there's an effect on the ability of Nitrosomonas and Nitrobacter to break down ammonia. They do it better in the dark than when you have sunlight. Now, so that everywhere inside is dark, and the rate of growth of the fish reduces the further because of the effect of this nylon. Now, if you look at, you have enough the roof, you can use a metal pole. It's better to qualify there than when they are unprepared yet. So watch the body.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's the biggest one, right?
Yeah. Wow. Hey, what come on?
Let's go and measure it. Let's go and measure. Let's go and measure. Yeah. Let it go slow. Bring it. What is this?
Get the head.
The head was really now. Head was going. Wow. Look at the weight. It's alright, so you bring it out. This one to hold here. You know what? We put it inside sack. Look at it. Get it so that they will jump. Look at this. Oh, he escaped the okay. Look at another one. This is serious offensive, you know. Who is feeding them? You? Some they are putting it. And people think that you'll be feeding yourself alone here. Okay, let's put it in. Yeah. I think more than anything else, I think it's a house that feeds people well. And it's reflected on the fish. This is confidence. I'm confident about.
They are going to jump now.
Yeah, wait, jump. So what we'll do now? Cover it first. We'll put the leaves and all that stuff to make fish. And the best fish is fresh fish. We're going to put stuff. I don't know if you're going to agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Rather not be drunk from Mr. Biggs and all that. Yeah, now when we can lower the water and show this. Yeah, how do we have a view of it? And we use the water to do that. Bring the pan, okay, let's remove the water. So thank God for the pan. They have a pan now. They also pan the other pan. We're making us cool. Come on, lower the water. Then we will be lowering the water so that once it gets a little bigger one, then after that, we now wait and then take some off now. My phone check. We go. What's that? And let's allow water to go to the sedimentation chamber. So that at least water will be coming in now. So they will be coming at the same growers. They seem to cooperate to approach food. Despite all the grading, when you can see that we have less numbers of these. Why? Because they have taken their time to buy first grade post fingerling. But if you are buying 5 naira, 10 naira fingerling or fries, what you end up is that you have 80% or 90% of the population coming out like this. That's pennywise compound foolish. So what we'll do now to give them opportunity to grow, we're now going to put them in the pond that has the slowest growth so that they can now grow to be sold some few weeks to come. So which one now do we? Empty them here. Okay. Are you taking the let's wait now. Are you waiting?
Wait, he wants to start the weight. We keep which one? Keep 123. You want to look at the female? Is there any female there?
All of them are male.
All of them are male.
All of them are male.
Okay. Which one? Keep 123.
All of them are male.
Keep 123.
All of them are male. 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 All of
This one has winning.
How do you know? Bring it back now.
Yeah, how many kids?
Bring it there, bring it there.
He has 6 for us. You hear of 5.
I never knew of that one that there be territorial, a part of territorial control.
Yeah, okay. So what do you do? You read? There's some water. Let's let it move.
How many was there? 10.
Yeah.
Okay, that is on average. They are more than on average.
They are more than 1 kg, that's what it means.
Yeah. This was 10.
This is an example of an earthing. Interesting. Okay. So, oh my God, some. I like the sound from it. This seems to be a part of the own group.
Yeah, the friend I was talking about in the last video is with me here now. Now that's the, well, I don't know if I call him an entrepreneur, but it's got a swimming pool at the compound for exercises. As you can see from his looks, it's like he needs some swimming down, something like that kind of thing. And it shows to have a swimming pool for the family. Now, but he dug 2 pools extra that seem to be a home for frogs and toads. I don't know what his intentions was, whether it was to breed frogs and toads and frogs, but because I think he did zoology at school, I know that very well. Now let's ask him from the horse's mouth, what exactly was his intention for these 2 pits that are covered up here? Can they know you, please?
Well,
your intentions for the pits?
I'm today younger, and intention for the pits. Yeah, I meant to serve as while human beings swim here. This is meant to be a swimming pool for the fish.
Oh, not for the frogs and toads?
No, it's meant for fish. Well, I love to create life, and it must be a beneficial creation. So while I provide swimming pool for the fish, it's once in a while we can reach out for the fish to also come and supply.
Let me ask this question. How did you fish Mr. Fish out?
Mr. Fish had I know Mr. Fish before becoming Mr. Fish. He's my friend.
Okay,
So I leverage on friendship with Mr. Fish. So I got him out of his busy schedule to establish a fish pond. I've always wanted to have a fish pond.
Oh, but you said something that your madam saw an advertisement on TV, and you were going to zero in on the consultant from on the TV show. What happened?
Well, she saw an advert I was going to invite. I was coming. I said, no, don't bother yourself because I know the primary originator of the fish training in Nigeria. And I told him the history from the pangolin days in the University of Lagos.
A couple of folks are going to laugh over this.
And from the era of picking crabs.
Oh, by the
and
beach
project of the crab by the lagoon of the University of Lagos.
Okay, okay.
And of course, we reach out to Mr. Fish, and the rest is history. We now have over 3,000 fish population.
Can we go in then and let them see?
Oh, sure, you can.
Okay. Let's
Feel
go in
free
there.
to come.
And probably you can lecture them if you want. Okay. Here we are. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to stop this a little so that the noise, we can hear, so that they can hear us. It's a lot of noise in here because of the blower and the go-friendly noise, really, and then the water that is circulating. Now, Mr. Gide, right? Now, you know that, right? Now, what's the feeling in the house? Now we got about 3,400 visitors dwelling with you now.
Fish
now,
population.
Yeah, fish population now.
Well, it's exciting to everyone. It's how do I describe it? It's very beneficial, mutually beneficial visitors. We love the fish love us. You can see they are very happy. You can see the aeration system working very well if you switch it on. Okay. And you can see that the fish are very happy for you. They have fresh supply of oxygen.
Oh yeah.
Direct, and the aeration system removes the foul, and replenishes the
let me ask you
fresh
now,
water.
there's this stuff here that was discovered by Mr. Fish. Now, what's the difference today? The energy shell.
It energizes the water that gets into the fish so that the fish will have extra energy. It makes them grow very, very fast.
Oh man, you said the fishes will have extra energy and grow very fast. Okay, yeah, it boosts the immune system.
They convert into growth energy and they grow much faster. Meanwhile, of course, you should know Christmas is almost there.
Yeah. We got 3 more months, right? October,
we
November,
cannot wait for
December.
the 5 months. Traditionally, I think the maturity period of gestation. This will just speed it up, and in 3 months.
Yeah, I think we should be thinking of selling fish. Okay, so you've got the roof, you've got the shade, you've got the aerating system, you've got the biofiltration system, and you've got the scalar energy. All of the advantage necessary together with the love from the family. Oh man, then I think you're set for good business. Now, can you take us into one secret in this your small farm? That's the water recycling aquaculture system.
You want to get to the production room?
Yeah, let's see.
First, you can see the fishes jumping up and down.
Yeah, let's go and see. Come over.
They are very happy.
A few of them. What was the impression, sir, when we started having this tanks all over the place?
Well,
what's your first intention? What's your view?
Well,
when 3 tanks were landed in the compound, were you thinking it was some extra storage tank for water, or what was your intention? What were your thoughts?
I have a fair idea of biological process of filtration. So even though I wasn't quite sure. I wasn't quite sure how they would interconnect.
Okay.
I'm not unfamiliar with the nutrification system, the
University of Lagos.
Extraction.
Zoology, 1985.
Yeah, marine.
This was talking about marine biology.
Yeah, you know, we dwell excessively on marine biology. I mean, going from coast to coast, exploring all the waters of the lagoon, the brackish, the fresh, the ocean, and so on. So this good idea. I am amazed that Mr. Fish could just connect it and make possible and try to you know, a kind of simulation of the biological process that goes on in the
they like to see your face. They like to see your face.
fish life, you know, in the ocean, the life of the ocean. The ecosystem is complete here.
Yeah, can you just explain to them in, I won't say layman's language now, in the old fisheries graduates view? Can you just explain to the viewers? I'm sure they will prefer you to explain what these three things are, rather than Mr. Fish explain in your own language.
Well, they should just know. They may not go into the details of it. This place basically separates and traps the solid waste.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
You know,
the sedimentation chamber.
The dirty water from the fish pond arrives in here first, and the waste product, the solid waste is sedimented here, leaving the liquid waste to proceed to the next chamber. And by the time it gets to the next chamber, the liquid waste is also converted by the bacteria that are here in their natural feeding system.
Okay, let me help
and
out
then
now.
that
Let me help out there now. The bacteria breaks the two of them in here, Nitrosomonas and Nitrobacter. Nitrosomonas convert the ammonia into nitrite, while the Nitrobacter convert the nitrite into nitrate. And that's what I think you have in mind to plant, to use as manure for your vegetable outside there.
Oh yes, it's
I hope you remember to pay me for manure supply when you start doing that.
And I'll pay the fish.
You pay the fish. Now, how about the last chamber? What's
the
last
fish?
chamber for?
Well, the last chamber collects the purified water. The erstwhile polluted water is now purified and ready to proceed back to the fish as fresh water, recycled.
I think I should clap for you.
Water.
It's got it. Iron exchange.
And that's it. So the fish is happier for it, for its earlier polluted water being purified and getting back to it. So that way, the compound does not smell, and we can enjoy our fish at the table.
I think I should clap for him for that. Did you really explain it properly? Oh yeah. If you're not clapping, I'll clap for him. I think he got it right. First time. We'll see you as the fish grows. So let's see what's going on in the compound. Okay?
See the fish at the
About leaving the farm now. The fish is doing well. Catfish in the first one. Fish is doing well in the second one too. Okay, let's look at this side too. We're doing well. Doing well. Doing well here too. Have you started it? You don't have that? Sample water, yeah, sample water first. Okay, let me bring it quickly. You added to which one now? Which one did you add to?
you said I should give you water for this place.
Sorry again. Seriously. Okay. Now, for some of you who've not seen me for some time now, it's because I've been busy right at this farm to actually give them insight into what it takes to run a fish farm successfully. Now, they've been at this game now for about 4 months now to build up this fantastic facility. But then, fishes are coming in already, like I showed you a little bit earlier on. But then, there's a need for the staff to get to know a hang of what it takes for the fishes to do well after they've been transported here. There are a few mortalities here and there. That's why I'm here to correct and make them know exactly what to do to be able to run this farm successfully. I get the kind of results that we're showing folks on YouTube. So bear with me, every patient, everybody will get attention one by one. This is Mr. Fish speaking. Okay. So you this.